the one, the only Benzion. Good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun with Benzion. Today we're doing Benzion Gittin, Daf Yud Gimel, number 13. The Gemara, we started from sort of the middle, Yud Beis and Beis. That is a discussion until the Mishnah in Yud Gimel and Aleph. Machloka is a discussion of what's going on in the previous Mishnah. Machloka and Meir and the Rabbanan. At least when it comes to an Eved. Everyone agrees that if I say to give a get to my wife, that's a chov for the wife, because the woman, when she was married, she was guaranteed to be fed, to get food from her husband, clothes and other things. And when he's been garish her, she loses those things. So it's a chov, and therefore ein chav adam shelo b'fanav. And therefore the get only takes effect when she gets it. He can retract before she gets it. However, by an Eved, the Rabbanan say it's a schus. It's better to be free than to be enslaved. So therefore, you can't go back, because once I gave it to the emissary to give it to the Eved, so it took effect already. It's zachan l'adam shelo b'fanav. The shliach, the emissary, was zoche. He acquired it on behalf of the Eved, even though it didn't get to his hands yet. Therefore, I can't retract. And according to Rameir, you could retract because it's a chov. Why is it a chov? So the Gemara starts with the discussion. Rameir explains because an Eved of a Kohen, right, he gets to eat truma, and when you free him, he doesn't get to eat truma anymore. So there's a discussion back and forth. First of all, the Rabbanan say, what do you mean? He could just, first of all, he has the right to just not give him truma at all. We learned yesterday, Rabbi Yochanan holds, we passed the Rabbi Yochanan, ask me any zancha. He has the right to say to his Eved, work for me, I won't feed you anything. And not chulin and not truma. So Rameir retorts, no, but he could run away. If he runs away, and he can go, maybe there'll be nice kohanim other places, they'll give him truma. So Rameir says to that, so the Rabbanan say to that, no, he could still get rid of his Eved and make him lose truma. He could sell him, even though he ran away, doesn't know where he is. He can sell him to Yisrael. Once he sells him to Yisrael, the Yisrael owns him. He can't eat truma anymore. So he has that ability to do that. So he has the ability to do that without emancipating him. So that's what's that's what the Rabbanan say to Rabbi Meir. And what does Rabbi Meir answer? Right? What does Rabbi Meir answer? Right? It's true. He could. Right, he has the right to say, and if you'll tell me, he'll run away and he gets a different Kohen, I could sell him to Yisrael, he'll lose his truma anyway. So I always have that ability to control the Eved. So therefore, it's a schus that he gets freed, because he's not really getting anything by staying with me. I either could choose not to feed him. If he runs away, I could sell him, make sure he doesn't get his truma anyway. So he's not benefiting at all by staying with me. He's not benefiting at all by being freed. Sorry, he's not benefiting anything by staying with me. It's a schus. Freedom is a good thing. It's a positive thing. So the question is, what did Rameir answer that question? And then the Gemara persists. The Gemara says, according to Rameir, your reasoning makes sense by an Eved of a Kohen, but an Eved of Yisrael, he doesn't get to eat truma. So in that case, right, why are you saying that it's a chov? It's a detriment to the Eved that he's freed. Right? Because he loses truma. If you're an Eved of Yisrael, you don't get truma in the first place. So what's the answer to that? So the Gemara answers, according to Rabbi Meir, that there's another consideration over here, that when you're an Eved Knaini, you're married to a Shivcha Knainis. And so the Gemara asks, what do you mean? When he's free, he gets to marry Bas Chorin, right? He gets to climb the societal scale, a higher socioeconomic status, married a free woman from the 5 towns. I mean, you can't get any better than that. So the Gemara says, no, the Shivcha Knainis is better for him for 3 reasons. The Gemara said, Zilalei, she's cheaper, right? Those 5 towns girls, they demand a lot of money. Shchichalei, it's easier for him to get a Shivcha Knainis, right? Upritzalei, she's not so sanua. She didn't go all the BJJ and told her, you have to be very careful and modest. She maybe is a prostitute, or it's easy for him to be with her. So He'd rather be an Eved and have his sexual desires fulfilled. And that's the Gemara's answer. Now, what did the Rabbanan respond to that? It's a really good answer, right? First of all, I mean, the bigger question is why didn't, that's the real reason. Why did Reb Meir not say that originally, right? Why did he talk about Truma? So that's the real reason he wants to be an Eved, right? That's why it's a chov to be emancipated. He'd rather have his sexual desires fulfilled. So, what's going on over here? So, I like to suggest like this, that the Rabbanan's retort to Reb Meir would be like this. You're right. In the current world we live in, you're right. Your sexual desires will be taken care of in a much easier and much better fashion when you are an Eved. However, when you're a Ben Chorin, when you're free and you can marry a Bas Chorin, even though technically it's harder to get a woman like that, and she costs more money, and it's going to be harder to get your desires from her, but earning something makes it worthwhile. You know, there's a lot of discussion nowadays, you know, on social media about there's a lot of women who are basically this something called a body count. You know, they sleep with a lot of men. You know, a lot of women like us posting stuff on all these social, on Instagram, TikTok. You know, these flirtatious videos where they're half dressed and you know they're trying to attract men. They go out, you know, partying in the in their early 20s and have a good time, and they sleep with a lot of men, and they're and a lot of men, you know, some men, you know, like this. I mean, it's probably enjoyable for some men, but there's something missing, something empty about it in this casual sexual world, is that it's not earned. When you earn being together with a woman, it makes it a lot better, a lot more worthwhile. Yes, a lot more effort to put into it. But, you know, even all the men on TikTok, they say, you know, women, they seek purity, even though they sleep with all these women anyway. But, you know, it's better if it's earned. And to get a girl who will wait till marriage to be together with you, to get a girl who you'll have to, you know, spend money on and raise a family with, and a lot of things that come with a marriage, and it's going to be a lot harder to get your needs met. But it's something that you'll earn. And the way it works in life, that's always the way it is. Some things are available for free, you know, not for free, for, you know, little investment, little work, little time, but it's not as gratifying. It might be gratifying momentarily, but it's not as gratifying as something you earn. And this is really what the Ramchal says, Derech Hashem, which is the whole point of the world, that Hashem could have created a world where he just gave us automatic olam haba. But the reason he didn't do this is because he knew that the greatest goodness is only if you earn it. If you don't earn something, it's not yours. You can't really enjoy something that's the way of the world. That's the nature of the world. Look anywhere in the world, if you're just given an inheritance, right? You don't make. It's a bit different than someone who works hard in business, in a startup, in some project he's working on. It makes a lot of money versus a person who's just given a large inheritance. You didn't earn it. You might get to sit a little more Torah, but the gratification of earning something and accomplishing something so much more. That's what Rabbanan is saying. You're right. In the present, momentarily, he'd rather be an Eved. But deep down, he'd really rather be a Ben Chorin and have to earn a real woman who's a Ben Chorin, a higher socio-sexual status, socioeconomic status, and earn his keep with this woman. And that's really what he really wants deep down, even though he might tell you that. And that's what the Rabbanan's real answer is. And Reb Meir, I believe also, even though the Rabbanan said to him, right, Neshu Kin Yano, and technically they're right. He has control over the Eved. He could free him. He could sell him to Yisrael. It's not about the Truma, right? It's the real reason Reb Meir, he doesn't say this. He should have said, I don't know why he doesn't say this in the Mishnah. The real reason is because of the Shifcha Kanainis. But to that, the Rabbanan have the right answer. The Rabbanan have the right answer. No, it's really considered a schus. It's considered beneficial to be freed because there's the halakha, personally the Rabbanan, because you get to earn your keep, and in the end, it's more gratifying. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.